Without shifting her foot, she crushed his arm as the alien champion pointed and laughed, and the arena went quiet as thousands of spectators from dozens of worlds watched with a mixture of curiosity and barely disguised amusement. As Maria Santos entered the combat ring with her boots barely making a sound, the human appeared incredibly small in comparison to her opponent Vehal, the Unbreakable, who towered over her at nearly 12 feet tall, his chitinous exoskeleton gleaming under the arena lights. The Krillian champion had earned his title through 300 consecutive victories, crushing opponents with his 4 enormous arms and razor-sharpened mandibles. His species was known throughout the galaxy for its natural armor and devastating strength, and "This is the great human warrior," Vehal's disdainful words, the creature that destroyed our forward bases on Kepler 442, echoed through his translator. Maria wore basic war fatigues, no armor, no weapons, just the normal issue attire of a human soldier. To the alien audience, she seemed helpless. "I told you," she calmly said. "I'm just here to prove a point." Maria looked entirely still. "Look at this tiny Deathworlder. She thinks she can face the Unbreakable without even armor," Vehal said, raising one of his massive arms and pointing at her with his mandibles clicking in amusement. He turned to the audience and encouraged their mockery, suggesting that perhaps we should cancel this exhibition before someone gets hurt. More laughter echoed through the arena, and the betting pools that had already favored the champion became even more lopsided. "Your move, bug boy," Maria murmured quietly, while a number of diplomats in the VIP area shook their heads at what they saw as human hubris. Vithal's eyes narrowed in response to the insult, and he roared so loudly that it shook the arena walls. He charged forward with all 4 arms extended to crush the insolent human, his massive feet thudding against the floor as he closed the distance in seconds, confident that his superior strength and reach would put an end to this farce quickly. Maria didn't move her feet as Vethel's first arm swept toward her head. She ducked slightly and stepped into his guard, but her right hand shot forward in a movement so quick that most of the audience missed it completely. Her palm strike connected with the joint of his extended arm, and as his full weight went into the attack, the sound was like a tree branch snapping. Vithal's triumphant roar turned into a shriek of agony, and his momentum carried him past the human who had somehow turned his own strength against him. He crashed to his knees, clutching his broken limb, and the arena fell into stunned silence. The crowd watched in awe as Maria continued her explanation, seemingly unaware that her opponent was twice her size and had 3 functional arms left. "The thing about humans," she said, her voice carrying clearly in the silence, "is that we don't just survive on a death world by being tough, we survive by being smart." She walked calmly to where Vale knelt, keeping her distance but close enough to be heard. "Your species evolved thick armor to survive, and ours evolved to find the weak spots in thick armor." She pointed to his shattered arm, saying, "You telegraphed that attack from across the ring. We learned to fight wisely, not just hard, because of the weather, the plants, and occasionally even the air. Even though your species is strong, you fight as if nothing could ever hurt you." Vexthal attempted to overcome his anger and anguish, but Maria shook her head. "That arm needs medical attention, and you're already unsteady. I could break the other 3 before you hit." The champion's survival instincts were accompanied by his pride. He noticed something that chilled him as he looked into the man's cool, calculating eyes. Total confidence, supported by deadly competence. This wasn't bluster. Rather, it was a methodical, unhurried, and professional evaluation. Vexthal made the wise decision to sit back down. Maria gave a nod of approval before turning to face the audience, her voice echoing everywhere. "Humans don't win because we're the strongest or fastest. Rather, we win because we figure out how to use their bulk against them when they try to fight." She headed for the door, the sound of her boots reverberating in the quiet arena. As the medical staff hurried to cure the former champion, the galaxy learnt an important lesson. Never undervalue a species that views physics as a weapon. For the record, I haven't moved since this began.